So folks, let me say good morning, good evening, good afternoon. No matter of where are you sitting and watching live broadcast, we are coming to you live where the United Party Alliance of the political party Youth Congress chairperson who spoke to the media. My name is Manda B. Thomas. This is DTV
Viva! Party viva! Viva! Long live! Long live! Long live! Long live! Long live! You're so gonna live! Long live! Yo! President, listen to the president. Yo! Sustain! Hey, president, it is. Yo! Square. Don't change it. Carry see what you see. This is square. Party, you are just saying you are not party.
Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen of the press, party stars here present, members of the party, let me use this occasion to welcome each and every one of you to this auspicious press conference. Today, the United Party Alliance of political parties, youth congresses, will be addressing the public on critical national issues. So, the chairman, all of the youth congresses of the United Party Alliance, Chairman Chukun George, will officially address the press. Chairman, welcome to the press.
Thank you. Manda. Manda. C'est quoi? What intervention is needed? C'est quoi? Tell you. Listen to the young people. Tell you. Thank you. The United Party Alliance of Political Parties Youth Congresses, Republic of Liberia, September 13, 2024. The press conference by the United Party Alliance of Political Party Youth Congresses. Youth Congress chairperson of the United Party Alliance of Political Party, Congress, fellow Liberians and members of the press. We stand here today not just to speak, but to demand action. The Liberian Standard Authority is under attack, and by extension, is the very future of this nation. It is no longer just an administrative or bureaucratic issue. This is a full-blown assault on the sovereignty of the Liberian people. The time for silence is over, and let it be known, if the necessary action are not taken immediately, we will have no choice but to mobilize for revolutionary action. Permit us to consciously acknowledge you about the crisis and its beginning. In the month of April, the national chairman of the Indomitable African Liberation League, or who happened to be Kaswa B. Kaswa, was appointed by President Joseph Imam Bouaga as Deputy Minister for Land and Road Transport to the Ministry of Transport, wherein early appointment was made to the same position, which resulted to conflict. According to the executive law, which states that the last shall become the first, as it relates to the appointment being made by two persons in similar position. This executive law was breached. Reason being Senator James Barney, who happened to be one of the heads of the committee from the House of Senate to the Ministry of Transport, conspiringly worked with Senator Sir Joseph in making sure that Honorable Kaswa B. Kaswa never got the position. This act was a clear conspiracy against Honorable Kaswa and is a breach of the executive law. As a result of this highly politicized conspiracy, Senator James Barney relative, Honorable Rufus Nah, who has no experience in transport and has no idea on transport affairs in the country, superseded Honorable Kaswa, an experienced transport expert with over 2 years experience, which will be another debate for another time. In the month of May, President Joseph Imam Bouaga appointed Honorable Kaswa B. Kaswa as Director General to the Liberia Standard Authority, formerly known as the National Standard Lab, which operated by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. After Honorable Kaswa assumed this role and initiated substantive reform, met with baseless resilience from Minister Ami Moda of Commerce and Industry. Minister Moda, driven by corrupt and self-grieving interests, falsely accused Honorable Kaswa of impeding the functions of the Commerce Ministry, an accusation clearly intended to preserve his control over the economic mechanism that the Liberia Standard Authority, LISA, now semi-autonomous governor. On August, President Joseph Imam Bouaga appointed Kaswa as member of the board of directors at the Liberia Special Economic Zone, which is correct. The act that established the Liberia Special Economic Zone Authority states that those who serve as members on the board of directors at the Liberia Special Economic Zone shall be head of government entities, the role Honorable Kaswa already occupied at the Liberia Standard Authority. After legal analysis done on the act that established the Liberia Standard Authority below are the violations of the act that established the Liberia Standard Authority by the Minister of Commerce and Industry, Honorable Moda. The Minister of Commerce and Industry, illegal interference. Let us be absolutely clear. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry has no right to run the day-to-day affairs of the Liberia Standard Authority. These were established as a semi-autonomous body by law in 2022. This is not up for debate yet. Minister Ami Moda continued his illegal stronghold over the authority, violating the very law that was passed to protect it from corrupt and political interference. We cannot and will not sit. Minister Moda and his band of cronies continue to compromise our market, allowing substandard and dangerous products to flood our nation. This is an assault on the health and the safety of every Liberian. And if the president doesn't act, we, the youth of this nation, will. The lawlessness of Mr. Andrew G. Pega. Now let's talk about Andrew, another key player in this criminal enterprise. He has no legal authority to interfere in the operations of LISA, yet he continues to do so with impunity. The man and his conspirator, Ami Moda, has hijacked the authority, undermine its leadership and is running it like their personal freedom. For so long, we will, the young and the future of this nation, tolerate this sort of lawlessness. If President Joseph Imam Bouaga and the relevant authority, legal authority, do not interfere to remove this man from his position and restore order at Lisa, let it be known that we will take matters into our hands, and the people of Liberia will not be hostage by a corrupt few. Minister Ami Moda violation of the Lisa Act. Minister Moda must go. His action are not just a violation of the Lisa Act. They are a violations of the trust and the trust of the Liberian people placed in the government. He has refused to set the Council of Lisa, block the elections of a co-chairperson, and delay the creations of the rules necessary for Lisa to function effectively. This deliberate sabotage, Thomas, it is an outright betrayal of the Liberian people. Moda is not just incompetent, he is corrupt, and his continuing presence in power is an affront to every single Liberian who wants to see this country progress economy-wise.
Yo, suspend Moda or you feel alright. Yo.
President Bouaga, we call on you to immediately remove Ami Moda from his post. If you do not act, we will have no choice but to take to the street in massive protests. And we will not stop until justice is served.
Manda, we do. Manda, we do. Manda, we do.
Personal affairs and weapons exploitation. The personal affairs at Lisa are in total disarray. And this is no accident. The chaos is being orchestrated from the top by Moda and his leakage. Workers are being maltreated, their salaries withheld, and their job security threatened. The Lisa Act is clear. The Director General handles personal matters, not the Minister of Commerce. This is nothing less than an attack on the working class of Liberia, and we will not stand for it. The youth of this nation are watching, and we are ready to act. We call on President Joseph Imam Bouaga to restore order by allowing the Director General to run Lisa as mandated by law. If this exploitation continues, we will organize a nationwide strike and protest in every corner of Liberia to demand justice for the working people. No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
Lisa need to be financially independent. The Liberia Revenue Authority has already issued a tax identification number for the authority, but with a budget code, without a budget code from the Ministry of Finance, Lisa cannot operate effectively. This is yet another deliberate attempt by Mr. Moda to keep Lisa under his corrupt control. We demand that the Ministry of Finance immediately assign a budget code to Lisa, and we call on the legislature to protect the autonomy of the authority. If these demands are not met, we will storm the hills of the legislature and demand action directly from our lawmakers. The Council of Lisa must be convened immediately. The law says that the Council has oversight responsibility over the authority, not the Minister of Commerce. This is not negotiation to convey. The Council is nothing less than a coup against the legal governance of Lisa. We call on President Joseph Imam Bouaga to allow the Council to exercise a full oversight responsibility as mandated by law. If this Council is not seated within the next 14 days, we will consider it as an open declaration of war against the rules of law, and we will respond accordingly. Immediate removal of Moda, or Mr. Moda, from the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, violating the Lisa Act and compromising the safety of the Liberian people. The removal of Andrew Baker from any role at Lisa, and a full investigation into his illegal action that have undermined the authority. Immediately conveying of the Lisa Council to ensure that the authority is governed according to its legal mandate free from interference by the Minister of Commerce, assignment of a budget post to Lisa by the Minister of Finance to ensure a financial independence and ability to operate effectively. Immediately legislative intervention to clarify that Minister Moda of Commerce has no role in the day-to-day affairs or the operations of Lisa, and to ensure that Lisa autonomy is protected. An ombudsman intervention, an ombudsman investigation into the violations of the Lisa Act by Minister Moda and Pega, with a full accountability for their action. Commerce, this is a call to revolutionary action. President Boakat, His Excellency President Boakat, we are giving you a clear choice. Act now and restore order, or face the wrath of the Liberian people. We will not be silent. We will not be intimidated. Neither will all be ignorant. If our demands are not met, we will take to the street. We will shut down the markets, and we will make it impossible for the government to function until justice is served. This is not just about Lisa. This is about the futures of Liberia and the country at large. We, the youth, will not stand by a corrupt few destroy it. We are prepared to take revolutionary action to protect the integrities of our markets, our economy, and the right of the people. The time for talking is over. The time for action is now. If the government will not act, the people of Liberia will. We are ready, and are you. Power to the people, power to the workers, and power to a free and just Liberia. Signed Secretary General Marcus N. Williams, UP Alliance of Political Party Youth Congresses. Approved Chairman Chokum, UP Alliance of Political Party Youth Congresses. Thank you very much.
Manda,
we do.
Manda,
We do.
Manda,
We do.
Yo, President Baga, save your government, remove all that. Yo. Respect the Liberian lab. Yo. Manda,
We do.
Manda,
We do.
Yeah, so my name is Joseph Kekula and I report for Reports 231 online TV and website. Amin Moda is the board chair for the standard authorities. At the same time, he is a Minister of Commerce. Are you requesting the President to remove him as board chair or as Commerce Minister?
We are asking that the President remove Moda as Commerce Minister. Moda have compromised the market with sustainable goods and products. It is interference into the acts that were created in 2022 as board chair. It's not operating as a board chair. So Moda has a connection with the lab because he knows very well that he has connection with the Lebanese people. So he's using that particular position to bring sustainable products into our market. And this is unsafe for our nation. So we are calling President Boakat to act immediately. We are not here for too much talk. We supported this government, but we must speak straight to the issues.
Just a follow-up, my name is Barclay Conley from Pram. With all of the allegations, we have facts of what you levying against the Commerce Minister.
And that's sufficient evidence against Moda. In fact, Moda has sat, we have talked to Moda on numerous occasions. Moda was very clear to us that he can dismantle the Unity Party by having the majority and the minority black, and he controls it. He's almost like a de facto president. Even if the lower house cannot hold him accountable, then who is here to hold him accountable? So we are telling Moda it's not bigger than the people. The young people of this country voted Boakat and voted Moda. So Moda must work in accordance and he must respect law. Who is Moda to tell who he's been working with in any government entities? When Moda is telling that he's working with the president or the president is related, is the president bringing relationship now into the government? And the same reason we take president we are on for. Thank you.
Sincerity of your statement, if you're calling for the removal of the Commerce Minister without investigation, I'm looking at whether or not your statement is being sincere.
The statement is very sincere. President Boakat removed DEA, the head of DEA, before he conducted investigation. Commerce. It's not illegal.
You calling for a dismissal?
Yeah,
Not suspension.
Huh?
You calling for dismissal?
Oh yes. But yes, we are respecting for him. So when the investigation is being made, we are respecting for him.
Manda, yo, you can beat this man, be investigated. Yo.
So my name is Emmanuel Thomas and I do report from DTV. Properly, you guys emerged yourself to do a simple examination. If the police does not give you permission, what will be your next action?
It's the constitutional. We don't need permit from police.
So if the police deem it necessary as protest and stop free movement.
And that's the reason why this statement is going as a caveat. This statement is going as a caveat. So we're calling on the security advisor of the president to make sure that they intervene into the matters. That was giving them 14 days.
If they doesn't
we will take the streets. We will take the street. We will take the street and demand justice. Justice.
Thank you. My name is Ishmael Logan. I work for Punch FM. And as you catalog some of the places Mr. Council Allison was previously nominated, you talk about 3 entities. And now we're not hearing more from those 2 entities, but you're primarily concerned about the Standard Authority.
Because at transport, Chairman Kaswa, Minister Kaswa, was appointed as Deputy Minister for Land and Road Transport at the Ministry of Transport. But there were previous appointment, and that person that was appointed previously is a relative to James Bannon. So because of that, and the law, the executive law states that if 2 persons is in one position, is being appointed to one position, you look at the date, the last person automatically assume that position when they go for confirmation. That particular executive law of our country was breached by political interference of James Bannon along with Sir Joseph. We do not have problem with that. But we bring this to the attention. The president, in the wisdom of the president, he see it necessary to appoint Kaswa as the Director General of the Liberia Standard Authority. So when we appointed Kaswa as Director General of the Liberia Standard Authority, it's an autonomous. Since being appointed, he'll be in that position for 4 years. A tenured position. That particular area is the safety of our economies. The Liberia Standard Authority is the safety of our economies. And after we call Liberia Standard Law, it will honor Congress. So now take it for honor Congress and the funding as a similar autonomous. So Moda, who is a minister of Congress, is the board chair. So there is a council that can be established. The council that can be established with other government entities. They got statutory committee and they got non-statutory committee. The statutory committee is their 5 entities: the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Public Work, the Ministry of EPA, the Ministry of Finance, and the Commerce Minister. 5. People constitute a council, and the Director General serves as a Secretary General of that council. So if the council is not organized by the act that created says there should be a proceeding, a legal proceeding to be established by the council, without using its influence in the proceeding with the president to intimidate Kaswa, losing Kaswa. I tell you now, you're not willing to work with me. Who is Moda to tell that he will work with so and so person for the serving government?
Some say you are not interested in Moda. It is why you
No. If I'm not interested in Moda, long time when the person appointed Moda will come and take issue with Moda. When the person appoints you, he must work according to your TOR. So a Moda has no right to interfere into another entity. So if Moda is interfering into another entity, quite chaos. And this is the economics of our country we're discussing. We're not discussing, let's say, you're facing routine around here. The food you eat, the drink you drink, the water, everything you take in, the software you take in, is what we're discussing. And it's still not.
Are you prepared to go to a dialogue instead of taking onto the street?
And that's the reason why we are rating the United Party chairman. We are rating legal entities around here. We are rating the ombudsman. Because we want the intervention, then would have played his role. That the starvers at the Western Authority get a benefit. You can program work for 2 years in pay them. It's not possible. We're gonna government bring the power. We bring the government the power that want to bring relatives into government. Muda is telling us that in the effort to split the United Party, and how to split any alliance. Where's Muda? This is a youth for the political parties that supported Boaga. We are not going to relent. The Muda doesn't play a role. And you want to compromise the economists. We will stop government functions.
You stop government functions.
Man down.
Government functions.
Man down.
Stop government functions for justice. When justice is said, investigation is being placed, we will leave it. But if that is enough, we will stop government functions.
You stop government
We will
functions.
stop government functions.
Okay, your take. Do you think this is to demand justice?
The first thing, there's an organized youth league, the youth congresses. We're not taking statement because we want to take statement. The first thing we ask, we send communication out, like I said earlier. This communication should be put on the table for discussion. And when the people on the table for discussion, we call the party to order and they see how better they can settle the matters. If that is not taken, and Moda is compromising our market with sustainable product, we have no option. We have no option. We take to the streets. And that's the last point that the government can listen to us, because we are waiting them. If they don't listen to the communication we send them, then we'll go the next round.
So, party comment.
Party comment.
My name is Georgie and I'm from I report for PMTV. Do you care to tell us as to whether or where will be your main protestation ground?
Commerce, that will not unveil to the government. The government, when they know, they can look at all the junctions and put police there. But you just work out one soon money. You see people from different areas. We are in consultation with the youth leader and youth group in this country. We need justice to be served. People to serve that role. Nobody will interfere into another role. And we are very clear about it. I will say it's not about bureaucratic issue again, because we are done with that. We are there with the administrative proceeding, we are done with the bureaucratic proceeding. We need action now. If you don't listen to the voice of the people or the voice of the young people, we have no option but to take the street. So the peace-loving people of this country, that we will not bend our word. We have reached to a point that you have pushed up, and the Liberia authority need to be protected, and the workers of that particular entity need to be protected. So we are asking the young people, civil society, youth group in this country, those that we're in consultation with, let us continue, let us expand the consultation, and make sure that this will not just go down the drain. If Moda don't exonerate himself, or they don't leave the state authority to operate, or work as government official, but you want to political interference, we have no option. We have no option. We have no option. Moda will be to the office. Once some money, you will be locked up in our office. We are very clear with it.
Are you sure?
We are very clear. Until he can resign. And we just you know that. We don't bend our word. So we want to say thank you. Continue following us. Justice will be served in the rule of law. And the reason why we respect the arrest at dinner, because we talk about the rule of law. So the rule of law need to be respected. Anyone who will breach the rule of law will have no option. If the diplomatic mean fails, the administrative mean fails, you will go face a court. And the police will get ready for that. Until the president can take serious action, and we're calling all of the presidents surrounding. We are calling on the security advisor to the president. We are calling on the political advisor to the president. We are calling on the legal advisor to the president to see the matter as a serious issue and not to overlook. I think we'll get ready to kill again. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, so folks, I think you listened to the chairperson of the Unity Party Alliances Youth Congress that spoke scientific, gave some analysis attending to Amin Monday for the kick-off. He do emphasize on meaning for now you will see Amin Monday will be off. Thank you. My name is Imam Nabi Thomas. This is the TTV on.